Hi, folks. Welcome to Eyes on the Sky for the weekend of May 29th, 2020. Tonight, we'll look at some more objects that you can view with binoculars or a small telescope in the eastern part of our night sky. Deep sky objects lie outside our solar system and include galaxies, nebulae, and star clusters. Keep in mind, they won't look as spectacular as pictures you've seen on the internet, but it can still be exciting to find a faraway object in the night sky. Looking at deep sky objects is easier on nights without strong moonlight and using a pair of binoculars or a small telescope. You'll often see a puffy cloud-like appearance or a smear of light in the area that we point out. Tonight, let's start with the bright red supergiant Antares in Scorpius about an hour or so after sunset. If you look up and to the left from there, we have a large box of a constellation called Ophiuchus. It's considered the 13th zodiac constellation because it crosses the ecliptic and the sun passes through it between the end of November and the beginning of December. You will not, however, see Ophiuchus listed as one of the horoscope signs. This constellation is called the Snake Bearer, and it has another constellation, Serpens the Snake, running right through it. Because of this, Serpens is the only constellation that's actually divided in the night sky. It's present on both sides of Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus contains many globular clusters and nebulas, being near the band of our Milky Way in the sky, including the Little Ghost Nebula and cluster M14, which can be seen with binoculars or a telescope. This constellation also contains many dark nebulas, or dark clouds of gases that block the bright light of the stars in the Milky Way. Traveling a little further up into the night sky, the keystone of Hercules can be seen. This asterism helps us find the fifth biggest constellation in the night sky. His arms and legs radiate out from this shape, forming the entire hero up above our heads. This constellation is named for the hero of Greek mythology, and some of his greatest achievements, or the labors of Hercules, are also represented in the sky, such as the constellations Leo and Cancer, both of which we've already talked about. Hercules has a globular star cluster containing hundreds of thousands of stars midway down the Arcturus-facing side of the keystone. M13, or the Great Cluster, is one of the brightest globular clusters in our night sky, so it's a great place to begin. It should be visible as a round patch of light in a pair of binoculars or small pinpoints in a telescope. The bright star on the other side of Hercules is Vega, part of the constellation Lyra the Harp. This constellation is part of a famous summer asterism we'll talk about another week. Within its borders, though, is one of the most frequently shown deep sky objects. M57, or the Ring Nebula, is a planetary nebula, and that means it's the remains from the death of a medium or smaller star. The dot in the center is the white dwarf that remains of the star's core, and all of the colors around the star are different gases that were released during its collapse. This object can only be seen with moderately sized or larger telescopes. But luckily, we have great images from the Hubble Space Telescope that we can use to learn more about this beautiful nebula and many of the other deep space objects in the sky. That's it for tonight, folks. Point your binoculars or telescope in the southeastern part of the sky to see if you can find any of these objects. And also look for the constellations we've mentioned. We'll see you next time. Keep looking up.